Children, let us discuss about the representation of images formed by spherical mirrors using ray diagram. If you keep an object in front of a spherical mirror, each small portion of it acts like a point source. Here, each small portion acts like a point source. An infinite number of rays originated from each of these points. Here you are getting infinite numbers of rays originating from these. To construct the rays diagram, to locate the image of the objects, large number of rays from an object are there. Large number of rays are available to locate the image. But to get the clarity, it is better to use only 2 rays. To get the clarity, it is better to use only 2 rays. And there are 4 rays whose reflection can be easily noted. Out of these 4 rays, we can consider only 2 rays to locate the image. So here, which are those 4 rays here? The first ray is a ray parallel to the principal axis. A ray parallel to the principal axis. Second ray, a ray passing through the principal focus. A ray passing through the principal focus. Third one, a ray passing through the center of curvature. A ray passing through the center of curvature. Fourth ray, a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis. A ray incident obliquely to the principal axis. These are the 4 rays from which we have to locate the image. Only 2 rays are enough here. So let us discuss how these rays reflects. Let us discuss about the nature of reflection of these 4 types of rays. First, a ray parallel to the principal axis. Consider for the concave mirror. Here it is a principal axis and it is a ray parallel to the principal axis. This ray falls on the surface of the concave mirror and the reflected ray passes through the principal focus. In the case of convex mirror, here it is a principal axis. This is a ray parallel to the principal axis and this is the reflected ray, and this reflected ray appear to come from the principal focus. Here it is a virtual point and the reflected ray appear to came from the virtual principal focus. Next, a ray passing through the principal focus of a concave mirror or a ray which is directed towards the principal focus of a convex mirror. Consider concave mirror. It is a principal axis and this is a ray passing through the principal focus. This ray reflects on the surface of the concave mirror and that reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis. And in the case of convex mirror, it is a principal axis and this is a ray directed towards the principal focus. It is a ray directed towards the principal focus and it reflects and parallel to the principal axis. The reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis. This is about the a ray passing through the principal focus of concave mirror or a ray which is directed towards the principal focus of a convex mirror and about the reflection. Third ray, the ray passing through the center of curvature. See the concave mirror. Here it is a principal axis and it is a ray passing through the center of curvature. The ray passing through the center of curvature hits on the surface of the concave mirror, reflects and moves back along the same path. Reflects and moves back along the same path. This is the nature of the reflection of the ray passing through the center of curvature through the concave mirror. Next, consider the convex mirror. It is a principal axis and it is a ray directed towards the center of curvature, and this ray falls on the surface of the convex mirror and reflects, moves along the same path in the backward direction. That is, the ray directed towards the center of curvature reflects back along the same path, that is in the case of convex mirror. Next, fourth, a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards point P. Here it is a principal axis and this is a ray which is oblique to the principal axis. A ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards the pole on the concave mirror. Here it reflects obliquely. It reflects obliquely and here the angle of reflection equals angle of incidence. By following the law of reflection, here the oblique ray reflects in the oblique manner only. And in the case of convex mirror, it is a principal axis and it is a ray which is passing obliquely and hits towards the pole, and that ray reflects and the reflected ray moves obliquely in such a manner. And here also the angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. This is the method of reflection of the four types of rays. That is, the first ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the principal focus or appears to come from the principal focus, and the second ray passing through the principal focus of a concave mirror or directed towards the principal of a convex mirror. Both the rays are reflects and moves parallel to the principal axis. And a ray passing through the center of curvature reflects back along the same path in both the cases. And a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards point P reflects obliquely. These are the reflection of the four rays. In all the four cases, laws of reflection are followed. At the point of incidence, the incident ray is reflected in such a way that the angle of reflection equals the angle of incidence. Now, let us draw the ray diagrams for the formation of image by a concave mirror for various positions of the object. Image of the object at infinity. When the object lies at infinity, the rays from the distant objects falls on the concave mirror as a parallel beam. The rays are parallel to the principal axis and the reflected rays passes through the principal focus, and the image is at the principal focus and it is highly diminished image and it is inverted image, and this image can be caught on the screen, therefore it is real image. Here at F, there is a formation of the image and it is highly diminished image. So the image of the object at infinity is highly diminished, real and inverted. Next, the image of the object beyond C. When the object is beyond C, let us consider a line which is parallel to the principal axis. That line reflects and enters into the principal focus. Second line, the line passing through the center of curvature, that line reflects back in the same direction and the image formation is between the C and F. Image formation is between the C and F. And what is the nature of the image here? Here it is a object AB and this is A dash, B dash, and the nature of the image. See here, the image is inverted and it is smaller than the object and the position is between C and F. So when the object is beyond C, the image is between the C and F and it is smaller than the object and it is inverted image, and this image can be caught on the screen, so it is real image. Now let us consider the image of the object between C and F. When the object is between C and F, here that is between the center of curvature and principal focus, let us consider two rays. One is the ray, that is the ray parallel to the principal axis. That ray reflects on the surface and passes through the principal focus, and the next ray, the ray which passes through the principal focus, that ray reflects and parallel to the reflected ray is parallel to the principal axis, and both of these reflected ray meet at one point, and that point there is a formation of the image, and the image is here A dash B dash and the object is AB, and you know that the size of the image is greater than the size of the object and it is inverted and can be caught on the screen. Therefore the image is real, inverted and big images. This is about the image of the object between C and F. When the object is between C and F, the image is beyond the C. The image will form beyond the C and the size of the image is greater than the size of the object and it is inverted image and it is real image which can be obtained on the screen. Image of the object at principal focus F. When the object is at F, here let us consider the two rays. One is the ray which is parallel to the principal axis. That ray reflects and passes through the principal focus. The second ray which is through the center of curvature, that ray reflects back in the same direction, and you know that and these two rays may intersect at infinity, so the image may be at infinity here. Image may be at infinity. So when the object is at F, the image is at infinity and you know that the size of the image goes on, increases, so it is larger than the object, and again it is inverted image which can be caught on the screen. So that is the real, inverted and highly enlarged image is formed here at the infinity. Image of the object between P and F, that is between the pole and the principal focus. When the object is between P and F, let us consider the two rays. One ray is parallel to the principal axis and that ray reflects and passes through the principal focus, and next ray let us consider a ray which is oblique to the principal axis. That ray reflects obliquely and This two ray appears to diverge from a particular point behind the mirror, and here there is no any actual intersection of the reflected rays, and the image is virtual image because the image is formed by the virtual intersection of the reflected rays, and this image cannot be caught on the screen. And here AB is the object and A dash B dash is the image, and this is a virtual image and it is magnified image of the object which is formed behind the mirror, These are the ray diagrams for the image formation by a concave mirror for different positions of the object, and we got the position of the image, size of the image and nature of the image of the objects at different positions of the object. And in the first case, when the object is at infinity, the image is at the principal focus and its size is diminished and it is real and inverted. When the object is beyond C, the image is between C and F and it is inverted, real and smaller than the object. And the image of the object at C is at C only and its size is equals to the size of the object, and it is also inverted image and real image. And the image of the object between C and F is beyond C and it is larger than the object and it is inverted image and also it is real image. When the object is at F, the image is at infinity and it is enlarged image and it is real image and inverted image. And the image of the object between P and F is, that is also magnified image behind the mirror and that is virtual image, erect and virtual image, and it cannot be caught on the screen. These are the nature of the image of the object at different positions from the mirror, that is from the concave mirror. See the consolidated ray diagrams for the image formation by a concave mirror. Here the images are there for the objects at different places, and also see the table containing the position, size and nature of the image of the object at different places. These are the nature of the images, size of the images, position of the images through the concave mirror. Uses of concave mirrors. Concave mirrors are used as a shaving mirror and also it is used as a head mirror, and it is also used in the ophthalmoscope, and it is used in headlights, and it is also used in astronomical telescope, and it is also used in solar furnaces. So these are the main uses of concave mirror. It is used as a shaving mirror and also it is used as head mirror, and in ophthalmoscope, in headlight, in astronomical telescope, in solar furnaces. You know that a concave mirror is used as a shaving mirror or makeup mirror because it forms erect and enlarged image of the face when it is held closer to the face. So it is used as a shaving mirror. Next, it is used as a head mirror. ENT specialists use a concave mirror on their forehead. The light from a lamp after reflection from the mirror is focused into the throat, ear or nose of the patient, making the affected part more visible. Next, it is also used in ophthalmoscope. It consists of a concave mirror with a small hole at its center. The doctor looks through the hole from behind the mirror, while a beam of light from a lamp reflected from it is directed into the pupil of patient's eye, which makes the retina visible. And it is used in headlight. Concave mirrors are used as a reflectors in headlights of motor vehicles, railway engines, torch lights, etc. The source is placed at the focus of the concave mirror. The light rays after reflection travel over a large distance as a parallel beam of high intensity. And it is used in the astronomical telescope. Astronomical telescope is a optical instrument used to see the celestial objects. A concave mirror of large diameter, near about 5 meter or more, is used as objective in an astronomical telescope. It collects light from the sky and makes visible even those faint stars also, because the faint stars are not seen with the naked eye, but by using the astronomical telescope you can see the faint stars also. And concave mirrors are used in the solar furnaces. Large concave mirrors are used to concentrate sunlight to produce heat in solar furnaces. These are the main uses of concave mirrors.